Hello, everyone. I'm Karsan Turner with KPC, and right now I am with.
Rebecca Haschke.
And I was walking out of class earlier today, and I noticed that they had a lot of art centering around the issue of abortion. And since it's a very politicized issue, I figured it'd be a great opportunity to sit down, talk to Rebecca, and get an understanding as to where both sides are coming from. So, Rebecca, can you just give us a quick rundown of what you guys are doing here at KU?
Today we are trying to create dialogue on the topic of abortion. We come from a pro-life perspective, but we believe that everybody here on KU's campus, everybody here in Lawrence, state of Kansas, and the United States and beyond, deserve equal treatment, at least in the basic right to life. And because of that, we also recognize that in order for us to demand equal treatment, there actually has to be something about us that's the same. And so then the logical question to ask is, what is the same about us? And it's that we're human. We deserve equal treatment because we're human. It's the reason racism is wrong. It's the reason that sexism is wrong. But then if the unborn is human, like you and I, or has that same humanity or that human nature, then they actually can't be excluded from that. I wouldn't be able to demand my rights as a woman if I were to exclude another group of human beings, because I don't deserve my rights as a woman because I'm a woman. I deserve my rights as a woman because I am human. And so our goal is actually to come out here and create a dialogue versus a debate, which we often see in the media. Right. Yeah, like you said, this is often a politicized topic, and a very heated one at that. And so our goal is to actually have dialogue and get to know what the other person thinks, what the other person believes, and process through that with them.
And so have you been able to, I'm assuming that you have spoken to a lot of people who are on the pro-choice side. How have a lot of these dialogues gone? Have they been very civil, or have there been some heated debates? How's it gone today?
I have had great conversations, even with people who are pro-choice, people who are on the fence, people who are pro-life. I've talked to all of the above. I actually just finished a conversation with a gentleman that may have been over an hour or hour and a half. We sat down, and he was pro-choice. So yeah, it's been great. We have had people who are upset. Like we've said, this is a really tough subject for some people. It's politicized. But our goal is, even when people are upset, to be able to respect them and to process through that with them, and maybe even turn it into a dialogue versus a heated discussion.
And I know in terms of a lot of discussions, the first thing you want to do is find that common ground. Where has been the place where you have found it with most of the pro-life students?
The pro-life students or the pro-choice students?
The pro-choice students. There you go. Sure, you got me.
No, that's okay. Honestly, there's so many areas where we can find that. For example, when someone shares with me that they think that women who live in poverty should have the right to have an abortion, I can identify that, like, even in our country, probably even here in Lawrence, there are probably women who are in a situation where it would be really difficult to think about bringing a child into this world in a situation like that. And so I have to ponder through that with them. One, I can just agree that, like, we actually should probably be doing more to help these women in these situations. And it's actually a serious thing. And both sides can come alongside each other and help women in those situations. So we can ask each other questions then, like, well, should abortion be legal in a case where a woman's in a situation of poverty? And how we solve the problem might differ, because we might have a different view on whether or not the unborn is a human being or not. So if they don't believe it's a human being, it might make sense that you would want to have an abortion because it would prevent a child from coming into existence and living in poverty. But if the unborn is a human being, then we're actually taking a human being who's already living in poverty and killing them. And so the common ground, like, there's so much common ground that we often have. 99.9% of the people I talk to actually really care about other human beings.
That's good. I've noticed that with a lot of political discussions. On our show, we focus on talking to different views, but once you really sit down and start talking to someone, you realize that you have a lot more in common, and your goals are much more similar. You just go about it in different ways. And so, what organization is this for?
So the organization is called Justice for All, and so we actually go to different college campuses across the country and create dialogue.
What other campuses have you been to as of recently?
As of recently, so I've been to Purdue, I have been to OSU, we have been to OU. I should give some actual, not just acronyms, but the states. So I've been to Texas, to Oklahoma, Georgia, California. Our team has been to Minnesota, but I didn't go to Minnesota with them. We've been to Nebraska. We've been all over the place.
Okay. Have you gone to many, because I noticed those are a lot of Republican states. Are you surprised by the amount of people who are pro-choice in these red states, or does it not really surprise you since these are college campuses?
Yeah, you can say it doesn't surprise me. No, it doesn't surprise me at all. It really depends sometimes more on the university that you're going to than the different places. Like, for example, California. Sometimes I'm surprised in California. I've been to California where I've been surprised by the pro-life students that I meet. Or we've been to New Mexico and Arizona, which may fall more in that same spectrum of the Republican side of things. But no, I'm not really surprised by campuses typically.
Okay. Well, I think that's all the questions that I have. Are there any last moment things that you want to mention, or where we can reach out if we are interested in It's Justice for Life? Is that what you said?
Justice for all. So if you're wanting information, you can go to our website at www.jfaweb.org. So it's JFA for Justice for All. It's the acronym for that. So.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Be sure to check out that website. And that's all from me. I'm Karsan Turner, signing off.